for getting that other bonus. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, friend. The internet. Although not new, we find ourselves in a time of cyberspace that still feels like the wild, wild west. In the last 10 years, YouTube has grown to be the mitochondria of the content world. The powerhouse, duh. Ordinary people creating content of all colors and shapes, and sometimes becoming household names over those of mainstream media. As a millennial, I was born in '96, okay, it counts. The internet came at a pivotal time of my childhood. I remember waking up an hour early every day in elementary school so that I could play Toontown before breakfast. There were many, many games that would come to mold me into who I am now, but that's for another time. What really influenced me was the introduction and explosion of YouTube. Picture this. It's 2010, I'm 13, I'm in front of my mom and dad's Mac computer with a video pulled up. How to trick people into thinking you're good looking. It's so funny, I told my mom. She didn't find it as funny as I did, but I ended up watching it so many more times. This was the first video I ever watched by Jenna Marbles. I would end up watching every one of her videos each week up until she decided to retire in 2020. While I've never had the pleasure of meeting her, I felt like I grew up with her over the long 10 years. Her content brought me a comfort that was indescribable, and she didn't even know of my existence. With her popularity, I knew I wasn't the only one who must feel this way. Such influences, as I had many, many, many influences online, made me see the impact one could have via the internet. A community spawning from nothing, friendships blooming, and even relationships found. I've mentioned it briefly in previous content, but I've always been a writer. As a child, I wrote stories then turned into poetry into blog posts, and now I run an anonymous blog as a digital journal for all my thoughts, no matter how dark. I used to dream of being a blogger and making a change in the mental health space using my written word, but as time passed and technology progressed, it felt less and less achievable. Video content was more and more prominent. Short-form content exploded in popularity with the rise of apps like Vine and TikTok. As the years passed, writing felt like a lost career path, unless you have the patience to write a novel. For me, and most others, 2020 was a very hard year. A global pandemic, an election, and isolation. While I lived with family, I hardly ever left my childhood bedroom. The election made things even more tense than usual, making my room a safe haven. I would work and have content playing on my personal laptop to fill the silence. At the time, one of my favorite creators had left Funhouse, a sector of Rooster Teeth, and started live streaming on Twitch.com. Bruce Green. He would start streaming around 2 p.m. local to me, and then have a break in the evening, and then start again for more hours. The laughs brought me to Twitch more and more as a platform. The community I found within his space on Twitch and on Discord was priceless. Friends, fellow creative minds, and people I could talk to and remind me I wasn't alone. Fast forward to 2021, I moved across the country and started the hardest journey I'd ever experienced, finding myself. I barely recognized myself anymore, and I wanted to feel at home inside my skin again. Inspired by the warm company I found the year prior, I decided I would try my hand at streaming on Twitch. Throughout my entire life, one thing has always remained true throughout the chaos. I wanted to help people. I wanted to spread kindness where I could, make people laugh or smile, and do all that I could to use whatever voice I had to advocate for mental health awareness. Streaming was a way to create a no-pressure, silly, and safe space for anyone who wanted or needed it. In 2021, I was just a 24-year-old girl with a gaming laptop from Costco, monitors I only had because of my work-from-home job, and the unquenching thirst to make something. My streaming career began on Twitch in the fall of 2021. I started with the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, a childhood favorite brought to new life. My original username was Alyssa Mental, combining my real name with my passion for mental health. I also was not originally a VTuber, just a run-of-the-mill new streamer with a decent webcam. After every stream, I would open a notebook and write down the stats for my stream summary with glitter gel pens. After a few months, I was so close to hitting Twitch affiliate that I could basically taste it. I was feeling more and more confident in this new space and was excited for what was to come, until a few things unraveled. After taking a holiday break, I obtained a new job that I was so excited about. Higher pay, close to where I lived, and a lot of kind people. What could be better? Remember the monitors I mentioned? Well, with the job change, I had to mail them back to my old company, and my new job provided a laptop instead of a mini PC and monitors. So, now I was monitorless, and I wasn't about to stream on my gaming laptop alone, and I was not in a financial position to buy even a single new monitor. I then was left with a decision, and in the end, I knew it would be better to put the streaming dream on pause. A new relationship, move, and a raise later, I built my own PC, including my very own monitors. Yay! It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. In May of 2023, I started again. With my stats still remaining from 2021, I was lucky enough to hit affiliate on June 1st. This time around, I was more focused on networking and having a good time. While I still celebrated my stats, I no longer wrote them down. I stopped putting so much pressure on myself. At the same time as my affiliate accomplishment, I met two fellow small streamers. If you know me, chances are you know them too. Howdy KT and Oopsie Blue. Howdy and I actually got affiliate on the same day, and that was the spark that ignited our friendship. Through Howdy, I met Oopsie, who had met Howdy in a Minecraft server. We've been truly inseparable ever since. Not only did I find two irreplaceable friendships, but my attitude around streaming began to change even more with it. Not only was streaming for others, for the purpose I started with, but also for me. From there, I felt my life begin to snowball in an unpredictable and exciting way. Over the first year of being back on Twitch, I was finding my identity on and offline. I felt more and more uncomfortable on camera, my relationship began to crack, and I began to lose my footing. While I continued a steady growth, I wasn't having as much fun as I knew I could be. I felt stuck, messing with my branding here and there, but nothing felt right. I was like Goldilocks, but without my third choice. December 16th, 2023, the first VTuber Awards was held. I hadn't watched a lot of VTubers, but I always thought the technology and idea was incredible. One VTuber I had attached to quickly was Chibidoki. I found her through another streamer when they started to collab regularly, and she was nominated for an award at the VTuber Awards. So I tuned in on that day in December.
Chibidoki, congratulations! Woo, Chibi! Am I supposed to be talking? Yes, it's all you, Chibi. Congratulations. Oh my god, chest food items on me! I'm sorry.
I fell in love right away. The unique characters, the kindness, the openness, and the anonymity. It called to me. I felt apprehensive to the idea at first, having shown myself on camera already. I decided to get a pre-made model and play around with it, just to see what it was like. I had already had a PNG tuber for tougher mental days, so this was just a step further. It only fueled my excitement for this new chapter. January of 2024. I announced my switch to VTubing. I played with a couple different models at first for fun, and then settled on the one that I use today, or a version of it. From that point on, streaming felt so much easier. On a personal level, 2024 was the toughest year of my life. A breakup, living alone for the first time, and forcing myself to really focus on just myself entirely. Building my VTuber self had a direct influence on my confidence in real life. I've really been able to allow myself to focus on my content in a way that feels exciting rather than intimidating. And in September of 2024, I flew out to San Diego to attend my very first TwitchCon. I was finally able to meet Howdy and Oopsie in the flesh and was introduced to so many other new and talented faces. I even had the chance to meet Bruce Green, the start of it all, and he was the sweetest ever. I just got to thank him, and it was the best, and I hope I get to meet him again one day. This trip really solidified my desire to push in the streaming space. Near the end of 2024, I thought a lot about my identity and who I am as a streamer. I felt the urge to pull away from using my real name. While I don't feel like I need to be entirely anonymous as a VTuber, I wanted a name that I could assign a separate spot in my brain, KeeperRoo. I'm not sure why, but I decided to be a dragon VTuber. I loved other VTubers who had more of a character aspect to them. Until now, I had just always made my VTuber after myself without any further thought. I liked the idea that I was a dragon and that my keep was chat, and I was their keeper, and I wanted to take care of them and keep them safe. Roo is a nod to RipperRoo of Crash Bandicoot fame, a character known for their manic presence and love for explosives. In Bandicoot lore, RipperRoo actually attends extensive therapy and goes on to earn his PhD and publish a book on rapid evolution. Although he is a caricature, he represents an important message to me. Even if you struggle, you can accomplish anything, and your worth is not measured by your mental health and if you need help or have needed help in the past. Right after my name change, Respawn recruits began. Oopsie Blue sent me the application in the previous month, and I was unsure, to say the least. I ended up applying along with her, and I almost pulled out the week before. I was feeling so overwhelmed by life, I wasn't sure if it was something I could handle at the time. Since week 1, things have felt like a whirlwind. Once I have an idea in my head, I get the same feeling as I do when I start writing. Go, 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 go. It just flows for me and doesn't stop until the piece is done. I tend to forget just how valuable prompts can be in storytelling and content creation, just a fraction of a foundation to build off of, the first brick. And so, here we are. Things have changed and grown even more quickly since the beginning of my Respawn Recruits journey. More friends, creators, and people to know. It's been absolutely eye-opening and fantastic in every way. It has been a long time since I've really tested myself creatively, and I'm so glad I took the chance. I don't know if this will be my last week or just another of many, but I'm so proud of all I've done this far. I can't wait to see what comes next. Bye bye, bye bye. And cut.